So there are leaders and then there are followers. I mean, which one is Shayla? Hey, I think you guys know the answer to that question. That's why I need to follow your own mind. But I can see exactly where the story is going, and I don't think we're off on saying that Delicia and Iman may just pair up. Let's go. So you see the levels that they're on. Before Shayla even enters the fray, you see the levels that they're actually on. You realize that they're actually on a certain type of time and a certain type of energy. That's exactly where they are, and this matters. That matters. I'm telling you, look at exactly what's playing out right. Leaders and you have followers, and right now Shayla is definitely a follower. That's what we're seeing. We're seeing a follower in high regard. We're seeing exactly someone who actually follows things. And if you can't make up your mind, it is what it is. So in other words, what we're sure about is that there's going to be more smoke on Kai's clothes again. Because the last time they found smoke on Kai's clothes, you're going to be finding more smoke on his clothes again because of course the mother is now in. So basically, anything to catch up to what's going on is what Shayla is saying. Hey, if I need to do this so that way I can keep this man, that's why I want my woman to be productive because she cannot just follow my lead without knowing that what I'm doing makes sense. And I'm not saying I don't want a woman following a man's lead, but you must know when you're following God. That's that good weed. That's that good old ganja, eh? Not like the good ganja, boy. Big world, a great world. So, in other words, the mother has pretty much lost her mind. She's now at the place where she's lost her mind, that she's now indulging fully in weed smoking. So, in other words, the whole thing of telling Iman to go outside ain't gonna work. Because if it's between Kai and it's between smoking some weed, then hey, it's gonna be smoking some weed. I love where they're going with the Shayla character because now you're going to see a different level of karma because they're setting this up perfectly. They are setting it up perfectly with the whole idea as to where the Shayla character is going. Because, God forbid, she can't go out into the real world and work like anybody else and make some money. She have to, follow somebody else to smoke some weed so she can get there, which makes no sense. Yeah? Hey, didn't you guys see this coming? Hey, we see it coming long, long time. But hey, let's just watch it. Let's just watch it. Like I said before, I can see though, I can see two things. I can see her losing Kai, and I can see Iman and Delicia really hooking up because they are real weed buddies. And I think that y'all told me that she had a mental health disorder before. Ooh, could they be also introducing to us? You remember what happened to Diesel? Could that be the same thing happening to Shayla again? Because here's what happens. Here's what happens with mental health. When you have a mental health problem and you start taking certain drugs, like for example, like marijuana, or let's say you're doing any other drug, LSD, methamphetamine, or any of those drugs, what tends to happen is it will trigger that mental health reaction. So even if she's taking particular pills or whatever it is she was taking from before, it could bring her back there again. She could fall into deep depression. It could have her falling into being bipolar. You could have her pretty much having bipolar with psychosis. You could have her having like schizoaffective disorder. So it could go into any of these notions. They are now venturing into a very, very deep space. So could it be what we see happen to Diesel now happened to her? Because remember, she was a part of that, and there's so much spots that they've opened up by when you bring drugs onto the scene like this, especially for someone who already has a mental disorder, it does open up the channels for you to see more things. This would be good for the black populace to see. Again, hey, because it exists. It just exists. This is extremely interesting. It looks like that's exactly where we're going. Well, 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 eh? Oh boy. Leaders and followers. Decide what you want to be, a leader or a follower. In the meantime, hey, it's puff puff pass. Give me a take. I'm gonna talk to y'all soon.